First off, we'd like to thank Katu and all the other organizations here for inviting us, and most of all, everyone here, the community, for showing your support. Our organizations uphold the radical queer tradition that there is no pride for some of us without liberation for all of us. As members of the queer community, we fight against oppression from the global capitalist system of queerphobia, transphobia, racism, and working class oppression. From the ongoing genocide in Palestine to the violence against houseless people and migrants in Ireland, those who benefit remain the same, those who sit at the top of the class system, like we've heard here today. Members of the community will recall here how 2 years ago when Portobello Plaza was sectioned off, yet another of far too many erosions of Dublin's public spaces for another hotel, Israeli-owned as well. Now the entire canal is being taken away for months on end, an antisocial obstruction funded by the public against our will. When Portobello Plaza was taken away, we were outraged, but able to return to our homes, most of us. In this case, it's the most vulnerable of us whose makeshift homes are being destroyed and belongings thrown into the back of a truck, left with nowhere to go. Shame! While Gardaí and politicians will repeatedly lie and proclaim that accommodation will be offered and public spaces restored, we see the truth. Eviction after eviction along this canal and all over the city. Fence after fence, arrest after arrest, and tragically body after body. The protection of private property is their one and only goal. In 2022, the expenditure on emergency services in Ireland was up to €213 million compared to the paltry €15 million spent on homelessness prevention. The government attempts to place a costly band-aid on the problem while uprooting houseless people over and over again, ignoring the root causes of this crisis. Studies around the world have shown that homelessness prevention and social support cost the public less and benefits local economies more. They let prevention become an afterthought, and they let the people become an afterthought. Many of you here have witnessed the heartlessness of these evictions, while the Gardaí, who are meant to serve our community, not just turning away, but actively enforce this vicious cycle. They look on coldly as human beings are displaced over and over again. They have no problem physically assaulting us, lying to us, and arresting us. Every assault on a migrant and a houseless person is an assault against all of us. We say, not in our name! Not in our name! While it's so important for our community to come together like this and voice our anger, our voices are simply not enough anymore. We can't just loudly perform outrage and return home. We have to act. This is our space, our community. It doesn't belong to the government. It doesn't belong to Waterways Ireland, not to the far right, and doesn't belong to fucking Nick's Hotel. I urge every one of you, react, organize, stand in the way of the police, stand in the way of the far right, stand in the way of these evictions. Our care has to turn into rage, and that rage into action. Don't just condemn the fences, tear them down! Fences! Down!